So one tip I have when it comes to watering is likely the biggest killer of your herb garden is going to be overwatering. When we have these planters on our kitchen counter or on a windowsill and they're always in your sight line, you're always going to be looking at it thinking, oh, it looks a little thirsty, I should give it a little bit more water. Try to water it maybe once a week, even if that. If you're really seeing the signs of things drying out, then give it some water, but overwatering is going to drown the roots of the plant and they're not going to be as healthy. So a little bit of water at a time, and then just gauge how things are going from there.
One thing that I quickly want to talk about is fertilizer. So when you have your herb garden and you feel like you need to fertilize it, use an organic fertilizer. Don't use something that's synthetic. Lean towards the organic side of the fertilizer when it does come time to fertilize your herbs.
Don't be intimidated to start your garden. There's lots of information on how to start the seeds, when to plant them, and all the conditions that they need to thrive. On the back of the seed packet, there's lots of information right there, as well as the tag that the plant comes with. As you can see, it's got everything you need on here. The amount of sun that they need, temperature, soil, it's got all the information you need right there. Different herbs have different growing life cycles. So while most are annual and will just kind of grow for one season or 1 year, and then you'll have to regrow the next year, many of them are perennial, meaning that they're going to continually regrow year after year, as long as they're kept healthy. So for example, oregano, thyme, rosemary, and mint are perennial, and they'll continue to grow year after year.
And the other ones we have here with the cilantro, the basil, the parsley, and the dill, those ones will have to be replaced every season. But I got a tip for you when you're getting close to the end of our growing season. What you're going to do is you're going to harvest all your little leaves from your basil and you're going to put it in an ice cube tray with water. And then when you need to take it out and you're saying, let's say you're making a nice pasta sauce in December and you want some fresh basil, you take out your ice tray cubes, pop them out, and you put some of those in the pan and allow the water to evaporate. Boom, fresh basil in December. All right, so the next thing we're going to talk about is harvesting your herbs here. It's super simple, nothing to be afraid about. I'll show you quickly just kind of what we're doing here. So a big one is basil. You don't want the flower to start to grow on basil or else you'll lose some of your leaf production. So when you're harvesting basil, you actually want to, if you see the flower, we got a bit of a flower right here. You want to pick that off, get rid of that, toss it away. And then all you do is you come in here, I would go about mid-level or to the bottom because the bottom has all your old growth and that's where you're going to want to start plucking your basil leaves from. The top has the freshest, but again, you kind of want to start from the bottom. All you're going to do, gently grab the stem, grab the leaf, pop it off. There you go, you got yourself a nice basil. Cilantro over here is pretty simple, same thing, but it's more of a bushy habit of growth. So you're just going to come in, grab whatever you need, pop it right off. Done, just like that. And then we move over to parsley. Same thing again. As you're seeing a theme, they're all relatively the same. You're just going to grab your parsley. If you want, you can use some secateurs or some scissors, wherever you got. You need to go down a bit to the base here, snap it off. And what you're going to do when you're cooking with it is just get rid of that stem. But we take that much of the stem off so it has a nice growing point to start from. So there's your parsley. Dill, again, super simple. You'll come in here, similar to parsley, you're going to take a stalk off like that. When you're ready to use it, cut the stalk off, you got your dill. Mint, similar to basil, pluck from the bottom, gently hold the stem, pluck it off, you got your mint leaf. For rosemary, very similar again, but rosemary you can almost take from wherever you want. So if you want the ones closest to you, just again, gently hold it and pluck some of your rosemary, however much you think you need, off. There you go, rosemary. Thyme, again, kind of a bushy plant, very similar to the other ones we talked about, very similar to cilantro. You're just gonna actually, what you can do, this is a trick that I learned watching lots of cooking shows on TV. Cut your stalk off, and then you're gonna pluck from the tip, and you hold the top like this, and you're gonna slide your fingers down the stem like that. And then you got all your thyme and your stem, which you don't want to eat, goes in your compost, and your thyme goes in your food. And then we got oregano, again, same thing as basil, just pluck whatever leaf you want off, boom, done. Moving over to, again, another basil. Well, again, this is just a different variety of basil, but what you want to do, if you see the flower start to grow, get rid of that, and then you want to come into the lower middle area, pluck off your basil gently, got your basil leaf. And our last one over here is sage. Again, very similar to basil. You want to grab the stem, pluck it off like that, or you want to take your kitchen scissors or your secateurs, and you want to come in here, cut down to the base, pluck the stem off, throw it in your compost, you got your sage.
Now that you have a healthy, thriving herb garden or planter, the main thing is to actually use them. So don't be afraid to start pinching off those leaves and stems and flowers, because the more that you use it, the more that they're going to regrow and get bushier and continually be supplying you with herbs for your cooking, whatever that might be.
Yeah, don't be afraid to get into your mint here and make yourself a nice little mocktail of mojito, delicious summer drink. Get into your rosemary, make yourself a little bit of gin if you're into gin. Don't be afraid to use your fresh cilantro in your salsas and your guacamoles. Or you know what, if you're feeling adventurous, just chew on some parsley. It's good for your teeth.
You know what, Tanner? Aside from just being outside our Coquitlam parks, bringing in some gardening into your home or your apartment is a great way to boost your mood, your mental health, and just working with plants is just a nice, healthy way to, I don't know, express yourself.
Yeah, I mean, you get outside and also get your family involved too. It's just, gardening's not a one-person thing. Get your grandkids, get grandma out there, get mom, get dad, cousins, friends, whoever. Get them all involved in it, just to have some fun in the garden, get in the dirt, and spend some beautiful time in the sunshine with each other, and just it just brings each other closer. And how good is it knowing when you pick your basil for your pasta sauce that you grew that? That's a special thing to think about. So yeah, get outside, get active, enjoy the gardening, and do it with someone you love.